Good evening, Highlanders, and welcome to the very first live broadcast of the Highlander Hour, which is a show directed, produced, lit, and even filmed by Radford University students. When I had the opportunity to come out and welcome you to the show, I was asked by the students that are working on this to talk about something about Radford University that I was proud of. And I thought to this show, and I thought, you know what? We are a university built around hands-on learning experiences for our students, and that's something that I'm going to talk to you tonight about. Dr. Meindl, who's one of our wonderful communications faculty, he has put together a course that allowed the students to develop the content, the technology, and the flow behind this course. That's an example of where we've got students doing work-based learning that is directly related to what they'd like to do in the future. So these are communication students. These are experiences that will help them gain employment opportunities later on as they move into their careers. Other examples we have at university, finance students, they actually invest real money of Radford University's foundation. They work with over $1 million every year, and their investments far exceed what my retirement account earns every year. Another example is we have a mock courtroom in this building in Chubbs. That is the only mock courtroom used by undergraduate students in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Those provide really great work-based learning opportunities for our students. And another example is undergraduate research. Now, we are a national leader in undergraduate research, and you might think about a bunch of students wearing coats and working white coats and working with beakers. Well, I was one of those students when I was an undergrad, and yes, we do have science students that do undergraduate research, but we have undergraduate research in every major across this institution. We have students in the humanities that are working on food deserts and how to overcome food insecurity in different areas. We have a lot of our allied health students that look at how to improve health disparities in the communities that are around us. Those experiences, we are starting to get mapped to what are called the NACE learning outcomes. NACE is the National Association of Colleges and Employers. You've probably heard of soft skills before. Well, those are the skills that NACE identifies that businesses want from the graduates of universities so they're ready to be employed. We're taking our undergraduate research experiences and providing students those professional skills so they also have the opportunity to demonstrate to employers that they have gained the skills that employers want to see. You may not know this, but over 50% of our students already do internships and work-based learning by the time they graduate. 75% of our graduates either do work-based learning or undergraduate research by the time they graduate. Every student, every year at Radford University has the opportunity for work-based learning and the opportunity for undergraduate research. You won't find that in another institution in the Commonwealth, public or private. That, Highlanders, is something that you can be very proud of, just like this class. I encourage you to get involved on campus. I encourage you to find work-based learning opportunities or undergraduate research that you're passionate about so you can take the most advantage you can of the experience while you're at Radford University. I really appreciate you listening in and cheering on your students putting this show together. I really like to thank you for being a Radford University student, and go Highlanders!
Well, thank you so much to Dr. Brett Danilovich, and welcome to our very first Highlander Hour. I'm Austin Lamb.
And I am Ameek. Tonight, we talk about the littering epidemic on campus and across Radford, a rally at the Bonnie to empower trans youth on campus, Charles Dickens' classic A Christmas Carol with a surprising twist, an update on the development of the new Artist Center, and much more.
And we also have an exclusive interview with the Dean of the School of Communications himself, Dr. Smith. But without further ado, let's get to the show.
A few weeks ago, students banded together to be a part of a protest in the Bonnie, while also promoting positivity and awareness to transgender individuals. The students were adorned with placards and symbols of pride, while they stood across someone who had the opposite sentiment in mind. On the 15th of November, a passionate gathering ensued at the Herbert Student Center, attracting primarily members of the LGBTQ+ community on campus. With vibrant handmade signs, stickers, and other various forms of expression, students rallied to champion transgender positivity in response to an anti-trans speaker, Riley Gaines, who was scheduled to voice her opinions in the Bonnie Auditorium. In just a few weeks of finding this out, a large group of students gathered and made their voices known. During the evening, students maintained their display of solidarity for transgender support, positioning themselves across from Hisho Sushi in the building. This movement coincided with Transgender Awareness Week, spanning from the 13th to the 19th of November, culminating in the Transgender Day of Remembrance. The inception of the Transgender Day of Remembrance in 1999 memorizes Rita Hester, a transgender woman who tragically killed the preceding year. These events, crafted and embraced by the community, aimed to amplify transgender voices and illuminate the unfortunate cases of transphobic violence and prevalent through history. Notably, amidst the demonstration, students congregated nearby, offering water to support those dedicated to this extended protest, which lasted for a few hours. This protest was not only a response to the speaker on campus, but also highlighted the large group of LGBTQ+ supporting students here. This is also the case for the many on campus, such as the Center of Diversity and Inclusion located in Heath Hall, along with the LGBTQ+ club PRISM. The protest and rally served as a reminder that unity and activism are pivotal in driving change and supporting the network around you, and is first step in creating a more positive environment overall.
College students use social media to stay connected with old and new friends, as well as to stay entertained and to stay on top of assignments for school. We see how students consume their media and how they can affect their study habits. Let's take a look.
Technology plays a big part in college students' lives and how it affects their study habits. We talked with Dr. Sandy French, a communications professor at Radford University, about her concerns about media usage and study habits in college students.
Of Generation Z is less than a goldfish. So the general attention span is less than 3 seconds. And this creates a lot of problems, not just for studying, but for paying attention in class, for participating in class discussions, and I think most importantly, for reading background material that's necessary to master material in your classes. Students don't have the attention span to sit down and read a 30-page chapter, for example. And it's not that students don't want to do this. I really think they're physically challenged in doing this, primarily because our media usage comes at such a rapid pace. It's one of the last places where we have to have an expanded attention span.
As social media is a big part of everyday life for college students, we see how they use it more than they would have thought. We see how students can recognize how much media they are consuming.
I have a timer on my phone that once the timer runs out, it immediately takes me off the app and I can't use it anymore.
Media usage has been a lot more than college students would like, and students have recognized that. College students have also made adjustments to benefit them. We also looked at how media affects their study habits and if they think media and their study habits correlate.
Yes, because I like to listen to music when I study, and sometimes I'm really tempted to go on social media and get distracted, and that does happen.
Even with just casual media usage, such as listening to music or even listening to a podcast, we can see that students get more easily distracted. Media can conflict with students' study habits because students are always using some form of media, whether it is watching a video for a class or even just simply looking at assignments online. Students can get distracted from their studying because media is always just one click away.
It's always great to check in on what students are up to on campus. Within the School of Communications at Radford University, there is a program that lets students to learn and acquire strategic communication skills to navigate throughout high-stress situations. In Hemphill, the College of Humanities and Behavioral Sciences houses the School of Communication, and there is a class in the Communication and Media Studies program called Comms 408, Public Relations Management. Within this class, Dr. John Brumette hopes students will come out of the class and be able to define public relations as a strategic communication and management function, being able to evaluate and set objective goals for public relation plans, identify appropriate research that is needed for the different stages of a public relations plan, apply ethical and moral principles while making managerial decisions, and being able to successfully communicate during a crisis. These skills are put to the test as Dr. Brumette assigned a crisis management simulation as the capstone project for the class. This simulation puts the students in a real-world scenario, with the students being able to be put on a panel representing real organizations, including Radford University, Carilion New River Valley Medical Center, and Virginia State Police, as well as the city of Radford. This panel is broadcast in the Chubbs television studio with other students and faculty. And then they're there to ask tough questions relating to the certain situation. The situation these panelists had to strategically communicate successfully revolved around some fatal incidents that occurred at an off-campus Greek life house. Although Dr. Brumet said that some mistakes were made during the panel, it is good to identify these mistakes in a controlled setting. The students eventually got into the groove of things and became comfortable for the last phase of the intense simulation. Although the simulation took place on November 15th, this simulation is held at the end of each semester for this course.
Littering is a subject that we're all too familiar with, yet it's a subject that is still in dire need of conversation as littering still becomes more and more of an issue at Radford. As this problem becomes more apparent, we must ask ourselves, what strides is everyone on campus doing to keep it clean? Local. Then we realize, although we may not see much of it in the main quad area on campus, there are a plethora of areas behind building, dorms, and various alleys where littering shows its ugly head the most. This doesn't mean that the popular areas on campus are any stranger to trash either, as many paper, cups, napkins, straw wrappers, and food waste infest our food courts and other social areas on campus. The waste problem, sadly, doesn't just stop at the trash and food waste, as the issue even extends to animal waste as well. It's been well over a year since the doggy bag stations were unceremoniously removed from campus, which has resulted in many areas around becoming a minefield of animal waste. You can thank us later for not showing dog feces on camera. The problem of our waste is much larger than we think, and it is certainly not going away anytime soon unless everyone becomes cognitive in where they put much of their trash. The faculty and staff who pick up the trash around Radford can only do so much, and we all must do our part to keep Radford clean. Your contribution can be something even as small as taking small pieces of trash to the nearest trash can on campus, or even taking the time to sort your plastic or glass bottles in the many recycling bins on campus. As long as we have the effort, this college can become just as beautiful of an environment as we know it can be.
Starting in fall 2024, students at Radford will have the opportunity to take classes in the Artist Center for Adaptive Innovation and Creativity. This is soon to be the biggest building on campus, housing 3 majors and much more. Paige Lake has the story.
In 2021, President Hemphill announced the start of construction on the Artist Center for Adaptive Innovation and Creativity. This is the largest capital construction in the history of Radford University and in Radford, Virginia. The Artist Center will be home to the College of Visual and Performing Arts and the Waldron College of Health and Human Sciences. Planning for the Artist Center started in early 2018 when Nancy and Pat Artist, alumni of Radford University, gifted $6 million for scholarships within the 2 colleges. The artist also gifted $5 million to start construction on the new building. Construction hit the ground running, and in 2 months, the building will be open for the majors to start moving in. The Artist Center has quickly developed a reputation of being a building that breaks down silos. Because of the collaborative design, Radford hopes the building will encourage students and faculty to work with others on projects, performances, and research.
Right now, we're all siloed in these little different pockets around campus, and it makes us, not very visible.
Nancy Artist says, it will be a building where artists work with health professionals, musicians work with graphic design, and where the general student population will come to learn. The Artist Center will include features such as a state-of-the-art laboratory, dance, music, and art studios, an auditorium, and lots of collaborative spaces to showcase works and hang out with friends. Not only is this building a new addition to Radford University, but it is an exciting addition for the College of Visual and Performing Arts. Since the demolition of Porterfield and McGuffey Hall in 2020, the CVPA has been bouncing around buildings to find spots for classes.
We are going to be all together with the other arts, and I think that being with each other, running into each other in the halls, being able to have friendships and connections and little side conversations that spark ideas and lead to collaborations, it will be huge. It's really putting the arts forward. And I think of even from the state level that we got all this funding for the visual and performing arts and this shared building just shows that at the state level they think that when it comes to performing arts and visual arts education, that, you know, Radford is the place in Southwest Virginia.
The Artist Center will finally bring the CVPA back together just like the good old days, working with one another side by side.
I just can't wait to see the new building and move in.
With all the talk about collaborations and creativity and the Radford students' creative minds, the fall 2024 semester will be one for the books. Reporting for Radford, I'm Paige Lake.
With the esports launch being built and open since the fall semester of 2022, the program has made a lot of impact and accomplishments so far. And what does the program have planned for the future? Here's Anthony Dildy with the news.
Call to get info on the development, accomplishments, as well as the future for the Esports Lounge. I spoke with Assistant Director of the Lounge, Doug Benedict. Let's hear his thoughts.
So Esports on Radford's campus prior to my arrival existed as a club, and it was the largest club on campus. During the pandemic, obviously not very many other things could go on, so all across the nation you had esports clubs growing and growing. There were already established esports departmental programs around the nation, and so I think around that time the university had decided some strategic enrollment initiatives need to be heard. Esports was one of those things that they heard. Props to Student Recreation and Wellness and my boss DJ. He helped the esports students kind of get their proposal together. They sent it up, approved, and then I showed up January 2022. So I will have been here for 2 years here pretty soon. And yeah, we started from there. We have an academic minor. That's the first thing that I point to. Never even considered that we'd be, teaching around it, that I would be teaching around it. But first week I was here, Recreation, Parks, and Tourism met with me. They're like, hey, we want to do this. Hey, will you teach in it? Let's make it happen. And I'm like, sure, let's do it. And so far we've had 150 students go through esports related courses. By the end of this year, we're looking at probably anywhere from 200, 215 to 250, which is extremely successful, especially for brand new curriculum, right? So on the academic side, that's one piece. Competitive side, we have this year 120 students competing on teams, which is a huge number. We won a championship last May. Did not expect to do that. That was pretty fun. It's a regional conference, so we're just playing schools in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. But it's a win nonetheless, right? I think it's no secret to anybody who uses the lounge that we fill up regularly, right? So we're looking for more space, first and foremost. We are recruiting students specifically to come and play on our teams. Similar to an athletics department, that's kind of how we operate. We started with some real talent, but we were very lucky that that real talent has helped us find more. And I think that the more we win, the better our teams get. It just equals more people interested in Radford. It's also inbound marketing, right? If you're doing really well, people are seeing or people are paying attention to the scene, they're going to look at you and they're going to be like, oh, well, maybe I go to Radford, right?
You can visit the Esports Lounge in the Cook Hall, room 131, daily from 12 to 10. My name is Anthony Dildy with the Highlander Hour.
Looking to see how creative Radford can get on campus? Students and faculty have had the opportunity to contribute a variety of art projects to the Radford University Art Museum on Tyler, one of 2 art museums owned and operated by the university. Located at 214 Tyler Avenue, the Art Museum on Tyler just concluded their Look What We Made art exhibition. At no charge, anyone can enter the Art Museum on Tyler to view and appreciate all kinds of artwork, ranging from watercolor portraits to mixed media projects. The jurors who picked out the artwork had been elected by a body of current art students, with many of the pieces being available for sale. The Radford University's Art Museum is also an organization that operates 2 venues to showcase the various arts. They strive to provide the community an outlet to study and learn by directly experiencing the works of art. In doing so, the Radford University Art Museum puts great effort into curating their artwork so that it is representative of cultures and styles found throughout the world. While the Look What We Made exhibition is closed for now, the Radford University Art Museum is always looking for incoming entries to showcase their next event. If you are a student or faculty member interested in getting your artwork shown in an art gallery, be sure to visit the College of Visual and Performing Arts page on the Radford University website to get details on the rules for entry. The final art presentation being shown at the Art Museum on Tyler this semester will be the MFA show beginning November 29th. And that will showcase the work of Master of Fine Arts candidate Sean Mosby. The reception to this event will be on Friday, December 1st at 5 p.m., so be sure to attend and support our art programs.
During this month, on November 9th, the 5th Wicked Festival took place in Kyle Hall. The night was filled with around 500 students presenting their research projects and tons of guests listening to what students had to say. Here's Oliver Wahl with the story.
The Wicked Festival started in 2021 and happens every semester. This semester's Wicked Festival was the 5th one. In 2021, the festival started out with around 100 students participating. Over the years, the festival has grown exponentially and now has over 500 students presenting. With this many students, the festival has taken over all 3 floors of Kyle Hall. The event was held on November 9th and started at 5 p.m. Dr. Tan, the director of the Wicked Festival and professor of political science, talks about how the Wicked Festival has evolved throughout the years.
It's grown. We started in the Chubbs College, which is the Humanities and Behavioral Sciences, and it was political science and philosophy. But then we found that this idea of finding problems and solutions works all over campus. And so this Wicked Festival, we have 6 colleges participating, 15 faculty from across campus. And so again, it helps to bring that diverse perspectives. So when you're talking about environment or climate, you know, it's not just people in economics or poli-sci, but also people in geography and geology who are participating. So it's great to have everybody's different solutions coming at these problems.
The Wicked Festival is about bringing students together to come up with solutions to some of the world's toughest problems. Some topics that are often discussed have to do with environmental issues, healthcare issues, world politics, and much more. This festival gives students a chance to become very knowledgeable on a topic, which will help boost their confidence when given a chance to speak on the topic. Throughout the festival, students are given many chances to talk to multiple people. This helps improve their public speaking skills as well. The Wicked Festival has expanded from being just a festival. Dr. Tan explains more.
Learning how to solve problems is one of the most important skills that employers want our Radford graduates to have. And so we're setting them up. We have a Wicked Problems minor.
The minor is called Wicked Problems Minor. This minor covers both E and L areas in the real curriculum. To declare your minor, simply go to one campus and type in minor declaration, and then fill out the form. There's also a class, Phil 115, the Wicked Problems class, that spends the entire semester going over possible solutions to a prevalent world problem. This has been Oliver Wahl reporting for NRV News.
With December right around the corner, and you think that it would be really cold about time. Oh my goodness, I can't talk today. But you think it'd be a good time to go into your closet and get a heavy coat. But you may have to hold on to that because of the Radford heat coming to an all-time high. Now that summer has come and gone and us nearing the end of fall, temperatures are supposed to be dropping, but students and faculty have noticed a lack of almost winter temperatures, and the usual puffy coat is now being replaced with t-shirts and shorts in this November heat. Recent November temperatures have been reaching one of its highest averages since 2003. The median temperature in 2003 was 47 degrees Fahrenheit. Those numbers only increased and they're now staggering average of 52 degrees. Those numbers may seem small, but with how the averages have been increasing, it's estimated that by the year of 2030, the average temperature will increase to 60-degree average. Experts believe that the leading cause of this weather shift is mostly in part to global warming and climate change as a whole, with CO2 emissions increasing more and more. The global problem is getting worse and worse, and with Radford feeling some of the effects. With the heat so high and dry leaves everywhere, it's important to remind everyone to watch for forest fires and to discard any flammable material you throw away in a safe manner. We also recommend ways to reduce your carbon footprint with walking or biking to places.
Tonight, we take you to one of the most exciting attractions located in Wytheville, Virginia, where the spirit of Christmas comes to life at a local dinner theater. This enchanting performance brings in that warm and cozy feeling to all its visitors, spreading joy this holiday season. In the heart of our community, the Wolford House Dinner Theatre has ignited the festive spirit with their rendition of Charles Dickens' timeless classic, A Christmas Carol. Transporting audiences through time, this immersive theatrical experience embodies the essence of the holiday. During this time of the year, the entire theatre is adorned with enchanting Christmas decoration, twinkling lights and ornate displays that are sure to get visitors into the holiday spirit. Beyond the visual spectacle, the touching narrative of A Christmas Carol truly resonates. This timeless story of redemption and kindness is a tale for all ages. Behind the scenes, the theatre's creative team has meticulously orchestrated every aspect of the performance, from casting their brilliant resident actors to choreography and musical arrangement. The dedication is evident in the integration of the narrative with the musical elements. These local talents, both on and off stage, showcase their skills, enriching the production and show the audiences sure to remember. Their commitment to the craft elevates the production, making it a standout performance in the theatre scene. With an enchanting environment and a Christmas story that touches the soul, the Wolford House Dinner Theatre's rendition of A Christmas Carol invites everyone to experience the magic of the holidays.
Enjoy traveling? Well, why not do it for school and study abroad? Radford offers a plethora of different study abroad options, including a trip to London for our own communication students. Embrace new cultures, enjoy new foods, and make some new friends when studying abroad.
Studying abroad provides a great opportunity to experience the world while being able to further your education without having to put a stop to it. Studying abroad also allows for the broadening of cultural understanding, as well as, depending on where you go, allows for the development of a foreign language, which always looks good on a resume. We talked to Dr. Turner, who leads the School of Communications Study Abroad program.
So study abroad is a life-changing experience is the short answer. What happens with study abroad is you get a chance to leave kind of your comfortable and familiar settings, and you go in a place where people are different, they act different, they think differently, they maybe speak a different language, and you're confronted with that. And you learn a lot by seeing how other people do things or what they think about things, and so at a practical, personal level, it's transformative. That's why I run the program. I did an undergraduate study abroad, and it changed my life. And so I strongly recommend it. Now, also from a practical standpoint, international experience stands out on a resume. It makes you more attractive as somebody to hire. So it's kind of a win-win. The classes you take may not count exactly as would be ideal. When I was an undergraduate, that was a concern as well. And in my case, I decided I want the experience. I don't care if the classes help me get that much closer to graduation. I just want the experience. And so for me, it was worth it, even though it had the potential to push me back a little bit.
Radford offers scholarships and financial aid for those who are interested in studying abroad but cannot afford it. Just search for McLaughlin's Center for Global Education and Engagement on Radford University's website and go to the Study Abroad tab. There you will see financial aid, On the same page, you will find other important information such as policies and programs you can apply for.
I'm on a design trip with my design professor. I learned a lot about the culture, about also the language and different design architecture stuff. Enjoyed it. I went on another study abroad back in high school as well, so both were Hispanic speaking languages. So I feel like it definitely benefited. Probably the only thing that kind of influenced negatively would be, price.
These trips you will remember for the rest of your life and not regret. So get out there, explore the world, and learn.
The Wicked Festival is one of the most interesting concepts and interactive events which takes place on campus around November each year. Apart from the festival, many students can opt for a Wicked Problems minor, which is unlike any other traditional academic minor offered by universities. The Wicked Festival is a wonderful event where students can come up with creative solutions to solve problems around the world, such as climate change and social injustice. This initiative was developed by the Department of Philosophy and later collaborated with the Department of Political Science. The concept came with existence around 5 years ago as a simple class project to encourage students to develop their problem-solving abilities. In no time, the event has progressively developed into a successful outcome involving more than 400 students participating in it. Students can get hands-on experience by being active agents towards social change. Most students are unaware of the fact that Radford University offers a Wicked Festival minor where students can learn in depth and come in with practical solutions dealing with ongoing issues around the world in the course of a semester. It is one of the most unique minors offered by any university and provides students with the tools necessary to develop critical thinking and decision-making abilities. when they go out into the real world. Other faculty members and a group of Radford students are actively working on research and resources to solve the wicked problems. Their projects are being developed for the United Nations Principles of Responsible Management Education, where the team would travel to Lisbon, Portugal to present their work. More information about the minor can be found on the Radford University website under the heading Wicked Initiatives, where students can fill up a form and declare their minor. Students can also contact Dr. Chapman Rackaway, who is their chair of the Political Science Department.
Before the holiday break on its National First Gen Day, there was a celebration held outside the Bonnie Herbert Center. Barry Talley was there to report on the event.
Here right outside the Bonnie Hilbert Center, which is home to the Radford University's First Gen Center, a celebration for all has begun.
Well, today is actually National First Gen Day, so we have a little thing set up for students to come through and just go through everything. We got prizes, we got some food. Just a great day to commemorate today's the First Gen Day. So I'm a center specialist, so I work in the center and I'll make sure we have flyers and everything put up, and I'll make sure we have stuff ready for events. And I'm also there if you have questions about First Gen stuff, I'm there to help answer them.
Being a part of the First Gen means that you are amongst the first generation of your family to attend and graduate a four-year university. This celebration was open to all members of the student body and to members of the faculty. For the celebration, the First Gen Center offered beverages and cupcakes alongside games.
Today is National First Gen Day, and it's just a celebration of all of the folks who are the first in their family to attend college. And so today we have this experience out here on the plaza. So we've been inviting students to come out and walk through and kind of experience all there is to celebrate about First Gen. So today is National First Gen Day, and it's just a celebration of all of the folks who are the first in their family to attend college. And so today we have this experience out here on the plaza. So we've been inviting students to come out and walk through and kind of experience all there is to celebrate about First Gen.
Those who attended the event. This event was held not only to recognize the First Gen students' achievements this semester and to give them the opportunity to enjoy themselves outside, but to also spread the word to students who may not know that they are First Gen, but are. For all those confused if they meet the requirements or not to be considered First Gen, you can always double check by checking by with the First Gen office in the Bonnie Hilbert Center. And if you are First Gen, you're eligible to receive a cord for your graduation. For more information, you can always stop by the Bonnie Hilbert Center or reach out on social media platforms like X and Instagram.
So my name is Jen Rentschler, and I serve as the Director of Student Involvement here at Radford University. And I also oversee our First Gen Center, which is a space for all of our First Gen students to get the support and resources they need to be successful.
Stop by the center to see what's going on and check on our First Gen students.
Do you want to know when planets shine? 'Cause kids like you just stop trying. Now I'm going to show you the work that's trying to save great planet Earth. What? Put your trash in the correct bin to make sure that this planet spins. Please don't litter, it's a crime. Give this planet less time. It's worth to save planet Earth. What?
Tonight, we are honored to be joined by the Dean of School of Communications, Dr. Matt Smith. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Austin. It's a delight to be here.
Well, thank you so much. I always hear all of my friends talk about some of the classes that you teach here, mainly genre studies. I heard you got a lot of them into a lot of like soap operas.
Oh, we covered everything under the sun, from sci-fi to soap operas. We're talking about historical fiction, all kinds of great things in the class this semester.
Oh man, that's amazing right there. Did you have like a favorite like soap opera in mind by chance?
Well, actually, Dr. Walton came in to talk about soap operas because she is a world-class expert in that topic, and I had the good sense to invite her in to really share what she knows. She studied soap operas for more than 20 years. And so I think she's done a great job in really helping us to understand things like Beverly Hills 90210.
Oh, okay.
It's true.
That's pretty interesting. Well, transitioning a little bit from soap opera, how do you prepare Radford students for the real world outside once they graduate?
Ameek, it's just like a soap opera.
Okay.
Dramatic pauses, long looks. No. It's nothing like a soap opera, right?
Okay.
What I think was most exciting about what we do is just what the president said at the top of the show, right? It's about the experiential learning opportunities. And congratulations to the two of you and to all your classmates who have brought this Highlander Hour to life tonight. It's an excellent example of exactly what students can do at Radford University, right? They have the chance to do things that really allow them not only to think about issues, but also to apply their learning to real world situations. And I think that's the key difference. You know, a lot of universities will talk about their faculty do this and their faculty do that, but here we talk about what our students do, right? And the experiences that they have and the opportunities they have to get out into the world. So I'm grateful that our students are here and that they're willing to trust us to do crazy things like put on a TV show. And when they do, I think the rewards really come back to serve them well.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I know like definitely one of the hottest topics right now is the Wicked Festival, as well as the Wicked Festival Minor. Could you share your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and thank you so much for the coverage this evening. We're so proud of the work that has gone into the Wicked Festival. As Dr. Tan has said, we moved from a program that had about 100 students just 2 years ago to a program that's serving nearly 500 students this year. That kind of growth is because the faculty have bought into this vision, the students have subscribed to this vision, and it really is creating a generation of problem solvers that I think as they mature and move forward and go out into the world, they're going to make a huge difference in the way they encounter problems in their lives, in society, and in their professions. So I'm so proud of the work our faculty have done, so proud of the students as they participated in the Wicked Festival, and I just think great things are ahead for the festival.
Yeah, thank you so much. And what are some of the plans you're having for next semester to improve the jobs building?
Yeah, so I think one of the things that you should be on the lookout is African American Studies is doing a great job in prepping some programs for Black History Month. We've got an amazing array of programs that I think will really serve to bring issues surrounding the Black experience to the forefront of the campus. I know that Women and Gender Studies is prepping for Women's History Month in March and have an equally strong series of programs. I think part of what's wonderful about the college experience is what happens in the classroom, but also what happens beyond the classroom. And so taking advantage of those programs and those opportunities to encounter and discuss and engage with your peers and your faculty and our guest speakers, I think is so crucial to the experience. So please be on the lookout for those opportunities. Take advantage of them when they come up in February and March.
And is there anything that you'd like to say to any upcoming Radford students or any upcoming freshmen next semester?
I think the interesting thing about sort of the apprehension some people have about coming to college is that they just don't know what it's like, right? And so I would say there is nothing to fear, as I'm sure you and your classmates can attest. There is a difference, and I think if college is simply the 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th grades, we don't serve you well. And so it will be different, it will be challenging, and I don't want to sugarcoat that for anyone who's looking at college, but I also want them to know that there are a ton of supports at the university, from the faculty to the advisors to the entire staff who is here to help them with their physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. All of those services are there to wrap around you and support you in your development as a student. And I think it's so much more comprehensive than what you find in high school, but also so much more challenging than what you find in high school. And so I think the balance is there in terms of asking you to grow, but also supporting you in your growth.
Definitely. And I think this show would be a little bit incomplete without this question, but I know you knew Dr. Bowers really well. Would you mind sharing some of your experiences with him and what he meant to all of our students?
Thanks, Ameek. I appreciate the opportunity. You know, Wes Bowers was an extraordinary instructor. I knew him for 8 years, and the first impression I had of him was, interestingly enough, he was doing a video production showing off the College of Humanities and Behavioral Sciences to our then new president, Brian Hemphill, and Wes was at the forefront of representing us. And it always made an impression on me from the get-go that Wes was about this place and about these students. And the investment of time and energy he put into their development, their growth, their intellectual development was just extraordinary. Right after his death, several students gathered to do a presentation over the summer project they had accomplished. And the testimonial they gave spoke to the amount of time, effort, and energy he put into every interaction he had with students. I also appreciated something wonderful about West is that he was a fan of pop culture, and we could always talk about the Incredible Hulk or any other topic that had to do with popular media. So appreciate his memory being at the forefront of tonight's broadcast. I know he'd be proud of all of you.
Well, thank you so much. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have. We really appreciate you coming here tonight.
Thank you both for having me.
Well, thank you. And thank you all so much for watching this very first entry into the Highlander Hour. I'm Austin Lamb.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight for all the things we discussed, and hopefully you'll come back next year to watch us again. Good night, Radford. I'm Ameek Batth.
I'm Austin Lamb again.